SeatStory Cup number 6 on the B stream. We are here to bring you more action from Group F. This time around, it's going to be the second match of today between Ignite and Sjow. And we're jumping right into the game already. So, yeah, I'm of course Ekop. This is Kevek for all of you who don't know. Very good player. He also played in SeatStory Cup, but unfortunately didn't quite make it through. It was very close though.
Yeah. I got 2 Germans in my group.
Yeah, Germans, as we all know, are the superior Hearthstone players.
Well, I kind of got like the hardest group, but that doesn't really matter because now we get to cast, and we see J-Druid first versus Rhinolock. And overall, a lot of people thinks that J-Druid is favored in this matchup, but Rhinolock actually has a chance in this matchup. It's not very favored for Druid. What do you think, Ekop?
Yeah, it's kind of tough for the Rhinolock. If the Rhinolock is able to get out Mountain Giant or Twilight Drake, then it can pressure the Druid very well. But this is actually what Warlock needs to do. Mm-hmm. You need to pressure with big threats constantly, or else you give Druid enough time to assemble the Jade army, and then eventually you just get overwhelmed. Typically, Rhino has troubles pressuring unless you get those specific cards, so we'll have to see. Typically, the Jade Druid should be favored.
Yeah, because also when J-Druid snowballs, the J Golems just becomes too big, and in the end, the Warlock has to use too much AoE on a small board.
Yeah. Besides, Rhinolock typically is an anti-aggro deck, so therefore naturally it performs very well against aggressive strategies, which are very common in the current format. However, Druid is the exact opposite. It plays a slower game. Typically, I mean that's the whole concept of Jade, of the Jade Golems. You play it slow, and then eventually they become too big to handle. So we will see how this matchup pans out. But for now, Ignite, pretty solid start here with that coin Jade Blossom. Can curve right into another Jade Blossom or a Jade Spirit if he wants to put pressure on the Warlock.
Jade Blossom is such a good card. It's ramping and also like developing a 1/1. And also buffs the other Jade Golems in the future, which is insane. Like, we can see it's a 2/2 now. Next Jade Blossom will be a 3/3, and the Jade Behemoth becomes a 4/4. It's ramping out really fast right now.
Yeah, decided to go for the Jade Spirit here instead of the Jade Blossom, since he does have a really nice curve mapped out with the Druid of the Claw into the Jade Behemoth. So, yeah, and
I really like Kamlan not playing the Brand there, because he didn't have a follow-up with Brand. And playing the Earthen Ring was much better. Also, he needed to put something on board.
Yeah, if Bran gets dealt with immediately, which Druid definitely has the tools to do so, then it definitely feels bad. You want to get at least a little bit of value out of him. And typically, in a slower matchup like this, you can get value out of it. The best thing you can possibly do, I would assume, would be Bran into Kazakus. So getting those Kazakus spells can be really huge against Druid.
I really like Kamlan going face with the 4/4 because the Druid actually has to trade anyways. And if the Druid use removal this turn, he cannot develop anything. So I like the face damage.
Yeah, as I said, you have to pressure the Druid, or else you just give the Druid too much time to assemble that army. So definitely going face. It's a good call here. But now Ignite, of course, has the option, because of that, to clear this board very efficiently with that swipe.
And he also picks up a Jade Idol, which means he can develop another Jade Golem. And that's actually huge, because into his turn 6, the Jade Golem becomes 4/4 now. He decides to trade though, because playing around Hellfire, I guess.
Playing around Mind Control Tech, playing around Demon Wrath, so yeah, smart trade there. Even though he could have had more minions left over, more attack power, he chose to play around specific punishes here.
Yeah, the Druid already have a board that Warlock has to deal with, and he didn't really have to have more minions because he has some other tools in his hand. So we see Shadow Ball and tap from Sjow, and the Druid just can. Wow. Aya Blackpaw is really good draw.
Yeah, not only does it give you a lot of damage on the board right now, it also gives you some sort of AoE protection thanks to the Death Rattle.
And it spawns a 4/4, so Hellfire isn't really that good.
Yeah, it does. Cameron does have some sort of solution here against this Aya with the Spellbreaker.
Sjow.
What?
We see he's thinking about he's thinking about playing Aya or playing the Behemoth, and it's actually kind of good thinking process because I feel like Jade Behemoth doesn't die to AoE as usual as the Aya does, so I actually like the taunt here. So Sjow picks up Mountain Giant, and it's too slow. Like he needed it on turn 4 to develop it, and now on turn 6 he cannot really play it. So he might have to play just Sylvanas to contest the board. Ignite picks up Wrath. What do you think here? Like, what do you want to develop? Do you want to develop more, or because it's the only real all board removal Renalock has is Twisting Nether, except for of course PO Overwhelming with Shadow Flame and two drop minion. But this turn is where you actually could go all phase and pressure him.
Yeah, if you set up lethal in a way like that, then you can definitely do this. But
Sylvanas is a really threat as well.
Ignite decides to respect the Sylvanas here, giving Sjow a small minion here, most likely. So yeah, that's usually how you want to handle Sylvanas. Ignite knows he has all the time in the world to just assemble the Jade army. He doesn't need to take any risky gambles when it comes to playing around with Sylvanas. Then yeah, he just plays it safe, and because he knows eventually he's going to win in the long run.
So he develops the Aya Black Paw now, and as we can see from Ignite's perspective, he has lethal on his hand together with the board. Except, of course, the 1/1 will trade in, but he has enough damage with hero power as well, and that's exactly 17 damage. And the pickup from Sjow, the Doomsayer, isn't really that it doesn't really matter right now. He doesn't have a taunt giver as well, so his hand is very stuck right now.
Yeah, definitely very clunky here. The Mountain Giant just pretty much arrived way too late. If he was able to drop it down a couple of turns earlier, maybe he could have contested the board better, pressure a little better as well, but now it's a little bit too late. The Jade army already is rolling, and the next Jade Golem out of the Aya being 6/6, it's just, yeah, even if he's able to clear the entire board, this 6/6 Golem alone will be really strong. So Spellbreaker now,
yeah,
trying to counteract that Aya here a little bit. Plays the Doomsayer as a heal card pretty much.
Yeah, but as we can see, he actually plays Soulfire to play around the Druid of the Claw. I really like that line.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that deals 4 damage in the Druid, so you definitely want to...
Why didn't he Soulfire the 5/3?
Probably because he was under a lot of pressure here right now.
No,
through the rope, I mean. You know, like he didn't think about it.
Yeah, it was either 2 damage or 5 damage.
Of course, I mean, you always want to Aya. Like, why would you... Both minions had the same amount of health, so you obviously Soulfire the Aya. I guess he just didn't think about it. Like,
yeah.
He was... That's what I'm talking about. He was under pressure from the rope. Usually, typically, during the time where the rope hits, that's the point of the game where... that's the point of the turn where the most misplays happen.
Yeah.
Because you have to do everything in a short amount of time, and often enough you just miss out on something you had initially planned, but didn't follow through.
You thought out the plan, but you didn't really have the time to think it on the board as well. You had in mind, I need to Soulfire something because to prevent lethal. So Ignite takes the first game, and as we said, if the Warlock cannot develop any minions in the early game, it becomes very hard for the Warlock to really make a comeback from that board. And also the Jade Druid just had a really good curve. And
yeah, that's
and
true. That's true. The initial ramp was there with the Jade Blossom, and it's really important that it was actually the Jade Blossom and not like the Wild Growth, because sure you played it 1 turn later, but then your Jade Golem is becoming progressively stronger, even if it was just by 1. It's still such incremental value that It's hard to grasp really in theory, but when you see it happen, then you actually see, oh yeah, this is pretty much why I won that one additional Jade card.
Okay, so we see that Sjow queues Rogue to counter the Druid, and in this matchup, usually any Rogue players says they are favored in most of the matchups, but actually this matchup is slightly favored for the Rogue. Also with the Pirates package right now, it becomes very early aggressive.
Yeah, typically Druid has very hard times dealing with big minions, but Ignite, we see, has Mulch in his deck as well, so if Sjow ever relies on getting a big questing adventure, getting a big Edwin, then Ignite has the answer ready for that.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I don't know much players using Mulch right now, because you want to fit in double Feral Rage.
Wow, look at that. Pilfered Power from the Swashbuckler here. You know that card, Quebec?
No, I actually I didn't. It's so hard to. Oh, it's that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he preps it out, ramping up insanely.
Wow, that is actually a huge draw, because now he ramps it and he can play Tomb Pillager on turn 4, which is on Druid's turn 2, or turn 3. So as Ignite, do you just hero power down one of the 1/1s?
I would believe so. Living Roots, like in a pair, often enough is important to keep to deal with 4 health minions, which Rogue, of course, has a lot of. Sure, you have the Swipe. You have a lot of stuff that deals 4 damage as well. You have the Wrath hero power, you have Swipe, you have Feral Rage, but having double Living Roots in addition to that is also very nice.
I think it was pretty interesting that Ignite decided to not play Living Roots turn 1, because the 1/1s could, in theory, contest against Small Time Buccaneer and another Pirate.
Yeah, but then again, Living Roots on a Small Time Buccaneer, you'd rather still have it for damage, because Rogue typically doesn't have any issues dealing with those 1/1 minions, like the Hero Power or Fan of Knives, or even like the Patches. It's just, you'd much rather always have it for damage, no matter what. So the tokens typically don't do much.
So as Ignite, do you want to mulch the Tomb Pillager? Because if you wait a turn, then there comes another card, like another minion from Sjow, and then when Druid can't really deal with a big board.
You could do that, but then again, I feel like Mulch is that emergency button when you really face a minion that you cannot deal with in the traditional way by using damage. So if it's an Edwin, if it's a big questing adventurer, then you specifically want Mulch for that. Here right now, Ignite still has 2 ways of dealing 4 damage: the double Living Roots, and then after that the Swipe. So I think double Living Roots here on the Tomb Pillager is perfectly fine.
I agree. I like this. I like this line, even though it's not on curve, but you need to deal with the Tomb Pillager, I think, here.
Definitely. All you need as a Druid is time.
He decides to face tank the Tomb Pillager.
Wow, that is a very ballsy play right there. It takes a lot of punishment because of that. I'm not sure I agree with that. Sure,
he takes a lot of damage.
Sure, the Swipe cleans up any minion that Sjow can play on the following turn. But taking 10 from a Tomb Pillager is not a position you want to be in.
I think Ignite was thinking that going to Sjow's turn 5 usually is an Ash Drake. But and also maybe he thought about not giving the coin to Sjow, because the Tomb Pillager's coin is very important as well.
Yeah, but now Sjow plays right into that here with SI7 as well. But of course, maybe he doesn't even mind, even if there is a Swipe, because so much damage has been dealt already.
Yeah, and we can still see. It's probably the first time I see where Rogue is ahead on ramp versus Druid.
Yeah, that's Pilfered Power, man.
It was pretty good. So we see Gadget-san here with double coins, and he also has Swashbuckler again. Can we maybe see another spell from?
Oh, if you get the counterfeit coin here.
Oh, but he just missed it.
That I don't know, it's been huge.
So Swashbuckler, and this is a position where Ignite actually wants a second swipe. Oh, he got Mire Keeper, another ramp.
All right, yeah, this is a very threatening position now. Sure, Ignite has the tools to deal with like 2 of those minions here. Oh, but it's just.
But he has to use the Mulch, and we see an Edwin.
Yeah.
But he has to do it. Like he is already down to 11 HP, and he has a taunt on following up turn, so
Look at that Eldritch Horror being picked up by the Mulch. Ho, ho, ho.
that's not bad.
We all know how much Druid
we
struggles with big
see
minions.
lethal here from Sjow. He draws the Eviscerate, and I think this game was pretty one-sided after the Swashbuckler from turn 1.
Yeah, it was pretty sick. Just being able to ramp for 2 mana crystal for free, basically, thanks to the preparation. Right, it's just insane. That snowballed so out of control, and Sjow tying up the series here, 1-1. And now Ignite will have to try to find some deck to counter Q against this Rogue right now. Let's see what he's going to take.
Do you think actually that the Druid had any chance at any point this game? Because he was already behind with the mana. He was behind on board.
It's just such a tough matchup in general, right? If the Rogue hits the minions on curve like it wants to, I feel like a little bit of the problem was taking 10 damage from the Tomb Pillager, which Ignite definitely didn't need to do, but he chose to do it regardless. And it
was a risky play.
This gave Sjow the opportunity to close out the game earlier with the Leroy and the Viscerate. But then again, if the game went a little bit longer, thanks to that ramp advantage that he got, it would have probably been in his favor anyway. Yeah. All right, so jumping back into the game here.
He queued Rogue, so it's a mirror match.
Yeah, I mean, it was either that or
the Shaman. So that's very interesting. Because actually Shaman is favored versus Rogue. Depends on the build, of course. But if I'm not mistaken, because I practice a little bit with Sjow, and he's playing aggressive Shaman, so unless he changed in the last minute. But it's interesting to see. Maybe he wants to win with Rogue and then have a Shaman left against the Warrior that Ignite have.
That seems like that seems like the thought process here. Sometimes the Shaman can get blown out by the Rogue. If the Rogue has an insane opening, then it can pretty much win against anything, right? So even though Shaman is favored, typically the face Shaman, but it can still lose.
Ignite draws Patches. Patches is one of the cards that has been taken over the meta right now. It's such an incredible card, and actually drawing Patches makes you in a slight disadvantage. As we can see, Sjow played Small Time Buccaneer and got Patches for free from his deck. But this is turn 1. What do you think, Ignite? Should he play Patches here to clear out the 1/1, or should he hero power, or just Patches kill the small time attack into Small Time Buccaneer?
Attacking the Buccaneer was definitely a viable play here.
Yeah, so you can hero power.
Just so you can kill it off next turn. But then again, you can also clear it off a little bit later. I don't think Ignite minds too much taking a little bit of damage from the Buccaneer. He can even like take another hit and then kill it off with the South Sea Deckhand on the following turn. As long as he preserves the coin for the Gadgetzan, I guess. Yeah.
It's very interesting that Ignite actually plays with South Sea Deckhand. It's one of the cards that usually we don't see it so often in Rogue. We see 4 pirates together with Patches. We have a double Small Time Buccaneer and double Swashbuckler. But having South Sea actually gives you another charge minion that could finish the game. What do you think about South Sea in Rogue? Do you think you need another extra charge minion except for Leroy? Do you think you need like the South Sea could be good against aggressive decks?
Yeah, the South Sea is definitely improves your aggressive your aggro matchups because it's just such a good tool to deal with smaller minions. And also to combine with Cold Blood as well.
So Sjow decides to just recycle this Fan of Knives, and his hand is actually pretty heavy. He has double backstab, which is pretty good against any like low cost minions like South Sea. But South Sea is going to trade into Small Time Buccaneer, and I think it's just hit face and redagger.
Yeah. Ignite is setting up for a really good auctioneer turn with the Tomb Pillager on the following turn here, providing him an additional coin when it dies. He's going to have a lot of free stuff for that Gadgetzan.
Yeah. He has Sap, Preparation, Eviscerate. He can deal with any board that Sjow eventually is going to play. Sjow plays Swashbuckler and he gets Undercity Valiant. And
I think it's actually what he wanted, kind of. He wanted something to play on his turn, and Undercity Valiant definitely applies some pressure here.
Yeah, because Ignite needs to develop Tomb Pillager here, I think, and then kill off the 1/1. And then we're going into Sjow's turn 5, which now he can play the Azure Drake together with a backstab.
And he has the health to work with. He can definitely face tank minions for days now. He's the one applying the pressure.
Yeah, I think that if Sjow gets preparation and he also has the removal in his hand and board advantage already, he's gonna be ahead. We'll see. So Ignite draws questing. Usually you want to get several draws with the gadgets and you don't really want to coin it out, because if you had stealth in your hand now, then you would play Gadgetzan. What do you think Ignite will do here? You need to deal with the Drake, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think going for the Gadgetzan right now is definitely the right call. You draw so many cards right away, so just to get the options the options for the following turn one turn earlier is so important going forward, especially considering that he's so under so much pressure right now. If he manages to pick up a backstab, for example, as well, from the auctioneer, he can deal with both minions at the same time right now. But then again, in order to win the game, I suppose he also needs to develop a questing adventurer, so he has something to counter pressure. Because just the Gadgetzan will not cut it. It draws a lot of cards, but then again, you don't pressure a lot with the Gadgetzan.
Yeah. It doesn't really contest the board state, because Kaman's hand is he has 2 cards that he has been holding on very long, and that's a Gadgetzan and backstab. And actually, second backstab here is super good against the questing. The 3/2 can kill the questing. Do you want to play? I don't think you want to play Gadgetzan here together with backstab, because it just dies to the 3/2 and the weapon.
Yeah, sapping the questing just seems so valuable. We saw so many spells being committed to the questing already last turn, so it's unlikely that Ignite will have more spells in his back pocket for that questing to make it super big, super fast. And even if he does, there's still a second sap waiting.
Yeah, you kind of you have double sap in your hand, so you kind of want to save the Eviscerate for face damage, because Ignite is already low on health. I kind of want to see backstab with the 3/2 and recycle the Phantom Knives.
Yeah, you could also just.
You could also just hero power as well.
Yeah, hero power does apply more pressure, but it seems like Sjow does want to get more options with that Fan of Knives.
Maybe he really wants to draw into his deck and draw stealth and.
Oh, he had time to play the Swashbuckler. Okay.
Oh, he got Burgle.
More value.
He just needs to pick up a preparation in his hand, and this hand would be super good.
Right, now there's no doubt about it. It's time for Gadgetzan Auctioneer. Make some miracles happen here. Has the Fan of Knives through the prep, that's definitely something he wants to do.
So he needs to draw, he really needs the stealth here. He has one more draw. Oh, coin is actually good. Like, now he can coin, and depends, like, do you want to face tank the free one, or what do you think? Do you wanna sap it? Just to draw more cards? You want to keep the coin because you have second Gadgetzan? I don't really think he has enough time to play the second Gadgetzan. I think he has to react to board now.
1 mana off to play this Edwin. Yeah,
So,
sapping it definitely seems valuable here. Like every damage now at 14 health, every damage might count.
Yeah, because Rogue doesn't run any heal nor taunt. So another minion for Sjow here, and he needs to deal with the Gadgetzan. So
well, that's what he thinks, right? But we see that there are no more spells available for Ignite.
Yeah, both actually got really minion heavy, and it's not that it's pretty rare actually, because Rogue doesn't run that many minions. That's probably all the minions that Ignite has left in his deck.
It's interesting to see that Sjow chose to go for the Eviscerate here rather than keeping it for some more face damage instead of sapping the Gadgetzan, because Gadgetzan, being such a clunky minion and Ignite only having 7 mana available to him, already using a prep and stuff, so it's not like replaying the Gadsden would have helped Ignite in any way.
No.
So it might as well have sapped here, I think.
I think Sjow might be thinking that he doesn't really have lethal in his hand, and Ignite has 13 health, and with the free 2 minion, Ignite could do a comeback from here. So maybe sapping the Gadgetzan would give Ignite time to play Gadgetzan and Stealth.
Alright.
But so we see here, Tomb Pillager and Edwin is pretty good. It pressures the board, and Sjow doesn't really draw any spells. He still continues to draw minion here.
Yeah, kind of rough for Sjow here. He does have that head crack from the Burgle. He can definitely over time deal a lot of damage with that. But
Oh, Lotus Agents gives you more value, and you pick up an SI agent. Oh wait, he got a spell, Astral Communion, but he doesn't have mana to play it. I believe he is on 8 mana, and he can play SI agent and clear off one of the minions. Oh, or decides to sap and play
sap
Small Time Buccaneer
and just pressure. You don't care about the minion on board.
I like this play. And also, might be better to actually eviscerate the Gadgetzan instead of sapping it, because you rather sap the Tomb Pillager and not giving him the coin.
Yeah, or like he knows that there was a questing that he sapped before, right? So that also could have been pretty big on the following turn. So maybe that's also why he saved the sap.
Yeah, picking up backstab with Azure is huge. You can deal with the 5/3, you can deal with the 3/2, and now Ignite gets to develop and take over the board.
Yeah, there's going to be a really big board for Ignite, but has the damage been done? That is the question. 10 health is not a lot. And there's a lot of damage in Sjow's hand.
So he picks up a Violet Teacher. So Sjow is playing a road which has pretty much like a lot of minions, and it's good against aggressive decks. And we see double SI here. So do you want to play Headcrack first and then double SI so you can kill off the 4/1 Van Cleef and the questing, so you can trade it in with a Small Time Buccaneer? Then you have double SI against the Drake, and also deal 2 damage to the face. Or do you rather want the
if you weapon
Headcrack
up,
back into
if
your
you
hand?
weapon up, you also deal additional damage here.
But weapon up doesn't activate both of the SI agents. Now you have to play. Probably you'd have to play Violet Teacher into SI.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Actually, I might like this play more, because now you're developing a 3/5 and a 3/3 instead of 2 3/3s.
Could also Headcrack instead of SI. But yeah, it's unlikely that he will draw 1 mana spell to have like triple combo, which he doesn't even need probably. So yeah, going for the board development is much better.
And Ignite has to react on everything that Sjow plays from now on, because he's so low on health. He picks up the stealth, but is it really going to help him at this turn? Like, does he have to go for a risky play? Or what do you think the rogue has to do now as Ignite? He has questing.
It's
like
tricky.
you can go questing, Small Time Buccaneer, Tomb Pillager, trade with Drake into the SI, and then stealth. Is that enough to put up a lethal for the next turn? I mean, it's a risky play, but that's kind of what you have to go with here.
Yeah, maybe he's even considering ignoring all the minions here.
And just going face with Drake and set up lethal.
Yeah.
Oh, he plays the Tomb Pillager first, and the ordering might be very.
Yeah. Once again, the rope hit and the misplays have been made. Small misplay here, denying the questing adventurer 1.
Hopefully not game deciding for him. And yes, he traded off the Violet Teacher. And he's thinking about how much damage he have in the following turn. So we see that the questing is a 4/4 right now.
If he picks up something that deals 4 damage, it doesn't really matter, I suppose.
Oh, you get prep into... That's exactly lethal from Sjow.
Yeah,
And he
wow.
needed a prep as well. in order to play out the whole hand, except for the gadget, of course. But gadget didn't really matter here. It was too slow to play it.
Ultimately, a very close game between these two players, and Ignite manages to take this one in his favor. He was actually the one who counterpicked with the rogue. I totally forgot. Like we thought. Sjow was,
No. Yeah. Right.
Because Sjow obviously won against the druid from his.
Yeah.
Right.
So he counterpicked with rogue.
Yeah, and now we're going to see the shaman.
No,
wait,
warrior.
Wait.
That's
Sjow,
why.
Yeah,
Sjow has a shaman.
Ah, sorry.
Oh, so like
It's a little bit of confusion. Yeah, Sjow with the shaman. He still has that left, but that's gonna be eventually against the warrior if he loses this one.
So Ignite choosing the rogue instead of warrior.
Yeah,
I like it because I feel like the rogue is favored versus the dragon warrior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It's a little bit tough, right? It depends a little bit on how the warrior is built. Like, there's definitely some more aggressive dragon warrior builds. With we see some people play Arcanite Reaper. We see some people play like the Bloodsail Cultist to apply additional weapon pressure.
Depends if Ignite actually is playing dragon or if he's just playing phase. If he's playing pirate warrior, then it's more. Then you queue dragon. You queue pirate warrior against rogue, right?
Yeah, definitely. But I think it's probably dragon warrior. That's the more popular. That's the more popular warrior nowadays.
Yeah.
We can safely assume. We can assume it's pirate warrior, dragon warrior, just based on popularity.
Going with the Enza's first mate, get the patches and deal 1 damage with the weapon as well.
And once again, we see in Sjow's hand, patches is lurking there.
So this time, actually, Sjow gets the patches. Last time was when Ignite got the patches, right?
Yeah.
So both got the unlucky draw. So it is dragon, as we expected. And so that's why he queued the rogue first. So the dragon has a more favorable matchup against aggro shaman than the rogue has. I like queuing the rogue first, trying to win the mirror matchup.
Yeah, definitely. It's the thing is with when playing against like a curve deck as the rogue, if you get the answers, if you get the tempo-based solutions with the backsteps, with the preps, and establish a curve of your own, then typically you are the favorite. Like you out-tempo the curve deck. But then again, if you don't draw the right solutions, the curve deck can definitely steal win from the rogue.
Definitely. So we see Frothing Berserker. In general, it's a very, very good free drop because it could snowball really fast. And but we see that Sjow actually has an answer for that. He has Blood Mage Falnos and Backstab to deal with it together with his dagger.
What did he pick up? Magnator Alpha. Let's show it for you guys once again here.
It's a 4-mana 5/3. It also deals damage to the minions next to whoever he attacks. Very interesting card, but I think it's not playable in this meta right now.
Yeah, we see some people try to combine it with charge, like just have a 5-mana flame strike or something like that.
So he picks up the second Frothing Berserker and trades. I like playing the Frothing instead of... he gets off curve, but usually it's actually okay to pay 4 mana for Frothing. And on Sjow's hand, now he might actually just develop the 5/3.
Yeah, we might see Magnator Alpha right now. Fortunately for Ignite, he has the solution in hand for it. I mean, technically, Dragon Warrior has a lot of solutions against 3 health minions. You have the Black and Corrupt, you have the Fire Wargs, you have Extralis Champion.
That's probably what he is thinking of. Like, going into turn 5 of Ignite might be not too good to play the 5/3.
Yeah, it would be an absolute blowout if there was a Blackwing Corruptor, so maybe coining out the Azure Drake if he picks up
Another backstab?
Another backstab, an eviscerate, a sap. He can also prep that out.
Yeah. He has a lot of outs actually for this frothing. So I actually like to see Azure Drake here. Then you just follow up with second Azure Drake. We'll see. Once again, we see the rope, and he goes for the Azure Drake. And I hope that the rope doesn't go too fast, so he can't.
No, he didn't find anything.
He didn't find any answer. Oh, Blood to Icar is a huge pickup because I casted with Roger yesterday, and he said that Dragon Warrior really has an issue to deal 4 damage and needs that 1 extra damage because all your damages is free. Damage is like the War Axe, the Blackwing Corruptor, the Alexstrasza Champion.
Yeah, typically there's a lot of stuff that deals 3 damage, but there's also a lot of stuff that deals 1 damage. You have the Blood to Icar, you have the Nizos First Mate weapon, and also sometimes the Ravaging Ghoul, I guess.
Yeah, and also patches.
Yeah, and patches.
And so we really need to see Sjow to draw a removal here, a spell, and the Dragon Warrior just pressured him too much.
Alright, Ignite tying up the series right there and then, and yeah, the Rogue didn't end up making good tempo plays happen. Frothing Berserker was just too much to handle.
Yeah.
And now we're finally going to see this time for sure. We're going to see the Shaman from Sjow, and this is going to be an interesting one. I think that the matchup can actually be very even. The Face Shaman against the Warrior.
Yeah, because Face Shaman basically it can beat anything. Like if you get like the ultimate start and your opponent doesn't really have any answers, it just snowballs really fast. And as Dragon Warrior, you don't have any AoEs. Ignite has the patches in his hand. You actually want to see patches in your mulligan, so there is almost no chance for you to draw it on the second turn.
Yeah, only on your first draw from
which is
turn.
Very unlikely. So we see the small town Buccaneer here, and from the Sjow's side, we see a weapon to get with Blood Mage Falnos.
Yeah, definitely what you want in this particular matchup, to have that weapon enabled already to deal with any kind of minion that the Dragon Warrior can play on the first 2 turns.
Yeah, definitely. And then he has Southsea Deckhand, so we know that he's an aggro shaman now. And actually, aggro shaman has a really good combo with Flame Tongue, the Southsea Deckhand, because you also spawned with patches. And the Flame Tongue is a really good card at the moment, because if you have it behind a taunt, decks in the current meta doesn't really have a way to deal with both minions at the same time.
Alright, Ignite going for a double small-time Buccaneer. Even if one dies, then you still have the second one at least to get buffed by the Fiery War Axe. So he curves out very nicely here.
We see a Maelstrom Portal here.
Holy moly. That is some crazy stuff going on right there. You can deal with 2 minions at once now, and like the 1-drop that you spawn out of the Maelstrom Portal also challenges the minion that is left over. So Maelstrom Portal seems very juicy here.
Even also with Maelstrom Portal, you can get Southsea Deckhand, Stone Tusk Boar, or Patches to deal with the second small-time Buccaneer. So I like seeing Maelstrom Portal here, but
oh, look at that!
Sjow, maybe he's thinking of developing 2 1-drops instead, and he maybe thinks that the Maelstrom Portal has a bigger value in the later game.
It can get bigger value later on, but it's kind of tough, really. Oh, I guess you also wanted to get the patches out.
And in this way you clear both small-time Buccaneer this turn, and leave a 1-3 against a 1-1. I don't really. I think this play is okay.
I'm not sure it was necessary though. It's not like Maelstrom Portal. Even if you get the spell damage, even if you get the spell damage, typically it doesn't generate that much value. Like there's not many minions in the Dragon Warrior that are vulnerable to Maelstrom Portal, even with the spell damage.
If he would have gone with the Maelstrom Portal last turn, now he would have been able to develop 2 1-drops this turn instead. And now you don't want to do the Maelstrom Portal on a 1-1.
Well, he's kind of forced to do it anyway right now, just to have something on the board.
Yeah, and also, that's actually a good minion, because it doesn't die to the weapon directly. But also, playing the Finley makes you unavailable to play a taunt. Totem, usually taunt, against Dragon Warrior. So it's very interesting to play. Still very hard to conclude if it's right or wrong. And from Sjow side, he has an answer now for frothing, which is definitely super good because you don't have to do the lava burst on against it. But I feel like the shaman already is too slow. It had gone into turn 4 of Dragon Warrior.
Yeah, and he's at 28 health.
Yeah, and he's 28 health. He doesn't have a lot of tools in his hand, and the Dragon Warrior can start to develop minions now. And you see the first taunt here.
Yeah, it feels like back in the day it was way easier for Shaman to pressure the Dragon Warrior, but now with the inclusion of patches, it's just yeah, you are more inclined to also play double Nuzos First Mate, and you just have more one-drops in general. So you definitely have a very strong anti-aggro shell as the Dragon Warrior, unlike in the past. So any type of aggressive opening can be countered very easily, even more easily than the Dragon Warrior.
It's insane because you get a 1 free weapon as well that can deal with usually everything on turn 1 and 2. So we see this small Champion with Lightning Ball and trading in with the Ardent Squire, and he clears the board and develops Jade Claws.
Yeah, gets a Jade Golem. Sure, they start off small, but eventually when he draws those Jade Lightnings as well.
Same as the Jade Druid. When you develop the first Jade Golem, it's not the biggest, but it buffs all the future Jade Golems, and it's very important in the future. So the warrior drew a dragon now. He doesn't have an activator, so he might just develop the monkey here and deal with a 1/1. Do you develop the Enza First Mate here, or do you want a hero power?
I feel like you don't have to go for the Nuzos First Mate since it does get handled fairly easily anyway. So yeah, maybe just maximizing the weapon charges as well. You can expect the Rusty Hook to do a lot of work, so you don't necessarily have to replace it right now. The long game definitely favors the Dragon Warrior, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Depends on the health total, of course.
But with the health being this high right now, he could have played it slow and just armored up and save the Nuzos First Mate for later.
Oh, that's a card to pick up on turn 4.
Wow, and that is exactly what Sjow needs in order to pressure the warrior for an insane amount of damage. And we all know that, yeah, now that Execute got nerfed a while ago, Dragon Warrior don't really play that anymore, and that was always the best answer against Flame Wreath Faceless. Now, with that not being available anymore, Warrior, if he wants to deal with Flame Wreath Faceless, has to dedicate a lot of resources to it.
Yeah, definitely. And he can clear the board and play a 7/7. He's dominating the board. And a 7/7, Ignite might be on 26 health, but after 2 turns, he's only on 12.
Ragnaros is a good solution, but it's 2 turns away.
It's 2 turns away. It might already be too slow. As Ignite, you can't even play the Twilight Guardian because you don't have a warrior, a dragon to activate it. So do you just hero power pass here?
Yeah, it looks like it. Sure, Ignite has a lot of health to work with, but that health will be dwindling down very, very fast.
So he decides to play the dragon here, and I'm not exactly sure because the dragon, having it in hand, it activates Extra Champion, Blackwing Corruptor, and playing it now, drawing those 2 cards specifically, they don't activate.
Yeah, it's maybe Ignite wants to throw a little bit of a distraction here to Sjow's way, like acting as if it still has taunt potentially if. If
Sjow wants to trade in the 7/7 to 2/6.
Exactly.
Actually, it worked. Sjow actually played Lava Burst to deal with the Twilight Guardian in order to develop the Jade Claw, so he get the 2/2 Jade Golem.
Yeah, but now this Jade Golem is uncontested as well.
Oh, and he draws the Alexstrasza Champion as well!
Oh, man.
Oh, this is not a good sign for Ignite right now. He has, there's 10 damage from Sjow's side next turn at least, and Ignite can only hero power and might only play Alexstrasza Champion here, and the Sjow has the Druid's hero power as well. So with the weapon and Druid's hero power, he just deal with it. He decides
No,
to...
I really like this attack, by the way, because now Sjow knows that Ignite is willing to attack this Jade Golem again with the weapon. So he's going to sacrifice that Jade Golem along with the Jade Claws to deal with the Alexstrasza's champion. So now Ragnaros has a higher chance of actually hitting the Flame Wreath Faceless.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll see here. Ignite is actually.
Oh, actually, I
down
forgot
to
the
12.
hero power, so he didn't even need to use the Jade Golem. But yeah, he can still clear
the
Jade
Druid hero power.
Right, he can still clear Jade Golem right now.
So 1 in
second
3, that is it's good. And he hits the wrong target, and
that is it.
it's it. Sjow managed to kill him with the Flame Wreath
Flame Wreath Faceless, yeah, the timely Flame Wreath Faceless. It was right on the perfect time where he could have had it. Like, it seemed like Ignite was just running away with the game because he was, the longer the game takes, the more it favors Ignite. But Ignite, the Flame Wreath Faceless came right on time. Ignite didn't have the resources to deal with it. He just was really starving on cards. He didn't have any card draw at all.
It
Like,
would definitely have an impact of drawing a dragon there, because you could have developed the Twilight Guardian and delay 1 turn for Sjow, and taking the 7 damage, it's almost like healing 7 damage. So we'll see Sjow winning the match, and he's through to winners bracket.
Yeah, he's going to face I believe Zalay, who won versus VLPS. And so that match will be up next on the B stream here. Of course, we also encourage you to check out the A stream, of course, if you want to see more Hearthstone action with your favorite pros that are maybe playing there instead. And just watch both streams. Why the hell not, right?
And for you guys that don't know, this format is a group stage. So Ignite losing here in the first match, he has a second chance still to make it through.
That is
he gets to losers bracket.
He will face VLPS.
VLPS, if he wins that match, he will have to play 1 more match, and it's playing against the loser of the winners bracket.
Exactly, and that match between Zalay and Sjow will come up next. So stay tuned if you want to see that. See you soon.